Before he fell, Ezekiel called him blameless. He was described as pure from the moment he existed, but then he ends up becoming the adversary. His name was Lucifer, the light bearer. He sat at the top of a ranked order of created beings that had been functioning across heaven for a span of time no calendar can measure. Job says the sons of God were there when God laid the foundations of the earth, singing, shouting for joy. That was the world Lucifer stood in, a world of order and worship and light. Ezekiel describes him. 9 precious stones built into him at creation, not worn, not given, built in. Ruby, topaz, emerald, sapphire, diamond, beryl, onyx, jasper, gold. He held a title no other being held, the anointed cherub. He stood directly over the throne of God, covering it, guarding it. And Ezekiel says he was blameless. Then Ezekiel tells us what changed. The beauty became the problem. Pride grew out of his own perfection and corrupted his wisdom. He began to look at what he was and decided it wasn't enough. Scripture doesn't tell us when it started or how long it built. What it gives us is what it produced. He said 5 things that no created being had ever said before. Isaiah records them. I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on the mountain of the congregation. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. 5 sentences. And with those 5 sentences, the first rebellion in the history of existence was underway. Revelation tells us what happened next. War broke out in heaven. Lucifer, now called Satan, drew 1/3 of the angels to his side and led them against God. What it looked like, how long it lasted, what was said, Scripture doesn't fill in those details. What it gives us is the outcome. They lost. Michael and the heavenly host drove them out, and Satan was cast down from heaven like lightning. And then we open Genesis. The earth is without form and void. Darkness over the face of the deep. Formless, empty, ruined. That is not how God builds things. Everywhere else in Scripture, when God makes something, it is ordered, full, lit. What we find at the opening of Genesis is not a blank canvas. It is a scene after something has gone terribly wrong. Something had happened. The war left a mark. But the Spirit of God is already hovering over the waters, patient, hovering the way a bird hovers over its nest, not panicking, not grieving, already preparing. And then God said, "Let there be light." Not the first act of creation, the first act of rebuilding. This is episode 2 of 230, the complete story of existence, chronologically, before Genesis through Revelation. All sources in the description. If this is your kind of story, follow, share, and subscribe. 228 episodes left.